we're really being left to fend for ourselves socially. And you really got to pay attention to the social aspect, because guys, what we come out as socially is what the world is gonna be. Hi, my name is Summer, and I just wanted to say I fight kids. So this title might be a bit misleading, because I'm also here to specifically talk about the betterment of children. And I'm talking on behalf of children because I just got out of being one. I'm 22, just finished the typical college age, went through high school, middle school, elementary, pre-K, and like have a wealth of experiences. And I feel that if you're trying to say the future, we kids are the future, I think it's time that when some of the kids start talking. And I think we really need to start talking before we hit the threshold of being overlooked as an adult. I probably already hit that threshold, but I really just want to like really call out some stuff in our society that is like impeding the way our brains actually think, the way we can actually go about life, and just the smartness in children. Like straight up, here's my first story time. Like an hour ago, I just saw 3 boys, maybe 10, 11 years old, and straight up got bullied by them. Am I still butthurt? Yes. But the point was, I saw this one sweet kid. You know how you can sense a kid is sweet? So I saw him dancing, and they were recording on their phones, probably a TikTok video. And one of the kids called him out. He's like, gay, fag. And I'm like, I don't know, something about that just hit me really hard. I'm like, so you're just gonna use fag that easily to a person who's hanging around you that you're acting like is your friend? And like, if anything, that brought back the middle school talk of being a bystander is just as bad as being a bully. And so in that moment I was like, am I gonna let this boy get bullied? And if anything, like, because I saw how sweet of a kid he was, I was just like, I heard you, you know? And so they kind of had the deer in the headlights look. And like, I just want to analyze that there's so much depth to what this experience is because they had the deer in the headlights, and I know that they saw that, I knew they knew that those words weren't okay. And yet you saw the defenses building up, because as soon as I said that, they were like, what did he say? And I'm like, he said gay and fag. And I just said, you might want to look up the meaning of those words and know where they came from before you use it. And then they were like, okay. And so then I start walking away, and then the typical kid defense comes up, and I start walking away, and then one of the friends says, oh yeah, by the way, he said he doesn't care. And I said, that's okay. Which I think is that's the reaction a lot of, when you get defense like that, you need to react like that, saying it's okay, I'm not going to force you to believe or hear anything, but you know when those words sink in. And I could tell that like the defensive attitude was starting to come. So I walk on, and I had to loop back and pass them again, walking my dog. And I noticed a tree fell down. It was like a huge tree, and I said, did you guys check out this tree? And I said it because I didn't want to perpetuate the look that I'm trying to be, that adult or the teacher figure. And it's so weird when you know that little kids see you as that. Like I'm seeing kids scared to talk to me, like, and it's kind of unfair. The side note is that I was a shy, chubby kid. I was nice, but I never talked to anybody. Nobody talked to me then, and now I'm around these same type of kids, and they're scared. They're just like, they just stare at me, and it's a very interesting responsibility you have, having an adult body. And I really want to bring it up and just like dive into it, because this is an area, like childhood psychologists, they analyze it in the higher education realm area, but like in the scholarly way, but we, other than parents who are trying their hardest to bring up a good child, like, we don't talk about our society's responsibility, the teacher's responsibility, the parents' responsibility as a joint whole. and also the life of kids. Like, straight up, I'm here to talk from the perspective of a kid more than anything. I'm not here to analyze as a kid or as an adult of what we should do or not do. But the way the story ended was I walked back and I said, "You saw the tree?" And they're like, "Yeah, we already looked at it." So kind of in a sassy, defensive way. And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I walk off, and then they're like, I hear them under the breath, "Retarded tree, blah blah blah." And I'm like, okay, so I see you trying to they're like, "See the retarded tree, blah, retarded tree, blah blah blah." So they're trying to test the fact that, thinking that retarded would set me off because I'm a pure woman who does not like that foul language. And you could see that they're just, they trying to one up me, but it's always in a very passive aggressive way where they're doing it with their backs turned. Isn't that the worst kind of fighting though? But it's the most dig under your nails type fighting that like these kids at these ages do, because it's a very indifferent front. And that's the point I'm saying, is it's a front. But either way, oh yeah, to finish it, I won the fight because I said, "Oh yeah, okay, well, enjoy your retarded tree." Because like we were leaving departing ways. They thought I didn't hear them, or they acted like I could and I wasn't gonna do nothing. But I said, "Okay guys, by the way, enjoy your retarded tree." Because they said, as soon as I was walking the other direction, that's when they started walking toward the tree. And I'm like, y'all, you little bitches. But like, again, it brings out, this is my next point, is we handle kids. I know, parents, I know you are doing everything. Teachers, I know you're giving your all. Yet we allow kids to be on their own in situations. And I love seeing these videos. I'm gonna link some about, like, it was like maybe done in 2007, I don't know, where they put 10 kids in a house all by themselves at like 10 years old and saw what they did. And yet and you see all the parents reacting behind the scenes, and they're like, "I didn't think my child would do that." But like, straight up, you don't know what your child would do because they're not going to show you. And that's why you can see that a 10-year-old would bully me, and even a 5-year-old. I have a situation where a boy I was babysitting, he was really difficult, and he was kind of creating a ringleader of his siblings. And you could tell he's such a smart boy, but he had a situation where under his breath he was like, "Bitch." And I'm like, whether he knew the full meaning that means a derogatory meaning word to me as a female or not, I knew he was trying to show power by using that curse word around my presence. And so that's what I'm saying. In our systems, we have adults caring for them, but we don't necessarily focus on the parts of our children when they feel defensive or when they feel belittled. That's an important topic. What about when your child feels like they're nothing, or made to feel like they're nothing? And what is your child becoming at that point? Because when I was watching that little boy, he was missing his family, and he showed it all the time in all of his rebellion. He was trying to show me that you're not the boss of me, because he felt his power was being taken away. And I was trying everything I could to show, I'm not trying to take your power. I'm just trying to make you go to bed and eat your vegetables. But even those boys, they were already in a middle school society, which middle school is your first jungle. High school ain't even as bad as middle school, because that's where they get their freedom and they start feeling like they can use their curse words. But yeah, even in their situation, they're in that environment. I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, having their selves. Oh my gosh, my dog is barking so much. So these little boys, they're already or girls and boys are in an environment where their selves and their identities are having to be like attacked every day, because what you wear isn't cool, you're too fat, you're acting gay, you're not using the right lingo, because they're trying to one up and see who's who. You're trying to get boyfriends, girlfriends. Yet even in the friend groups, shoot, I'm losing my train of thought. those are just all examples of how we're not paying attention to how, like, what comes out of your child when they feel threatened. And monsters come out of your child when they feel threatened. The willingness to punch a babysitter, the willingness to call her a bitch, the willingness to talk under your breath and say just demeaning, passive-aggressive words, and yet you say, I'm so surprised my child would do that. I never raised them to do that. But honey, that's not a part you have to raise. Like, we're not necessarily in an animal kingdom where we need to fight our way, but we definitely are in a kingdom where we're fighting with our words. And it's a bit well, not surprising, but it's just not on our radar that, like, kids are being attacked every day. They're attacking themselves. They're already learning how to be passive aggressive, or sometimes actually aggressive, depending on the neighborhood you're in. So I think this is kind of like a video on aggression, and the fact that, like, a kid, that you think a kid can't do it, can't have it. And also this is a video topic about how we need to be more responsible, especially as teachers, if we're gonna put a whole room of 30 kids in there and have kids switch in classes every day and leave basically the gray areas where they're not learning to themselves. Don't be surprised at what's coming out of what's being produced. Oh, that's all I'm saying. I definitely have a strong video when it comes to the school systems. I see the heart in a lot of teachers, but the application by the government of these public school systems, and even just private schools, they look kind of similar. It's just a bit irresponsible to me as a kid being in that situation. We're really being left to fend for ourselves socially, and you really got to pay attention to the social aspect, because guys, what we come out as socially is what the world is gonna be. And so you complain about teen pregnancies and fighting, shooting, killing, and it even goes to the kids who go to college. We're talking about kids maybe committing suicide because of stress or feeling worthless. Like, it pained my heart when I saw a woman comment on a Facebook post of a guy I knew. He committed suicide. He was like in his master's program, and she said, and I didn't even know the lady, she's like, I will never understand why somebody would think to do that, would ever commit suicide. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I feel bad for you, because you might be really behind or not very aware of where we are in this society and just what this society can do to you. I think that we are raising a generation of kids who are very keen, very, very aware, and it's coming out. We're getting a lot of artists, and artists, YouTubers. I know maybe more of a comfortable lifestyle allows you to make videos or to make art, but all I'm saying is, from being in the younger generation, we're chatting, and the angst is here, and either it can come out as depression, potential suicide, self-mutilation, self-deprecation through just sex for the wrong reasons. It can come out as just terrible thoughts in your head, simply that, because that's what I'm dealing with. Loneliness, like it's all the things we talk about that are under the surface. That's what's going on. Or it can be conversation, realization of the source of these issues, and coming together and building on that. So bless y'all beautiful hearts. I'm Summer. I am signing out for now. We gonna get it popping. Go get it popping. Go get it popping. Bye. I'm gonna make more videos. I hope you follow this just series. This is a bit of an intro, but I was just really compelled to just talk about this. This has been in my mind for about the last 2.5 years. I have personal experiences in college, bullies from high school and middle school, even travels abroad in different countries where I'm like, I'm seeing even my own insecurities coming out. And I'm not here to play the blame game. I have no interest in that, but I do have interest in playing the identification game, saying maybe this did cause my thinking to be skewed, and I'm ready to play the identification game to make change for the future, because I am not in the mood for kids to go, and even currently this can even stretch to adults. I'm not in the mood for people to go lost anymore, because so much complex things that happen at this younger age, and a lot of complex things happen at this young age that shape our entire lives, y'all. And I'm attacking it full on. I hope to be at least a start or a continuation of the conversation, because this is everything, y'all. Okay, officially signing out. Bye bye.